Well,
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, tell me a little bit about Hairspray. Like, obviously, I know the storyline. I know your characters because it was amazing last night.
Thank
But
you.
tell me a little bit about Hairspray and what it's all about.
Okay, so Hairspray is a story of a larger-than-life girl in all sorts of aspects, and she is desperate to dance on TV, and she's obsessed with Link Larkin, who she watches on the Corny Corner show every night after school. And she's just desperate to get onto this programme, so she auditions for the show and they tell her that she's too big, she doesn't look right, so they say no. She meets Seaweed, who's played by Leighton Williams, in detention, because she's always getting put in detention because she makes her hair so big all the time. And she meets him and he dances on Negro Day, which is her favourite
segment on the show.
Yeah, segment on the show, which is only happens once a month. And she can't understand why he's not allowed to dance with the others on TV, and he basically helps her get onto the show, and the whole story from there escalates into this massive issue about segregation, and she fights and fights and fights for people to be dancing together on TV. She just doesn't understand, she doesn't see what the problem is. But you face all sorts of different political and...
Yeah, it's like hidden behind all of those catchy tunes, all of those glitzy colours and lights and costumes. The show tackles racism, segregation, particularly in that period of history, and sort of like body image and media. So really, it's all concepts that are still very much relevant today.
100%.
You know, people today still struggle with, say, body image, and what's put in front of girls and guys in the media is not always a true representation of everyone. And there are still some places and countries that are terribly racist.
Yeah.
So that's what it looks at. So it's relevant now.
And we don't want to give too much away, but it does end very happy at the end.
It does end happy.
So you have to come and watch the show to find out what happens in the story.
People like to describe it as like a bubblegum show because you leave feeling so elated and happy, and like hopefully you standing up and cheering at the end at the end of the show, and it finishes on such a massive adrenaline high.
Yeah.
But you actually walk away and have to say, what have I learned from this? And can I change? Can I learn from this show?
It's one of those shows that you learn in a nice way, so you don't feel like it's being rammed down your throat. You don't feel like, sometimes I've been to see quite a few things that you feel very, oh God, watching it, and you feel very...
It's not necessarily graphic or
No.
harrowing, but it's the messages are very clear and very important.
Which makes it great, because we have family. I mean, your cousin came to watch. Who's how old? Tiny.
Yeah,
like
my little cousin else came to watch, and she's 4 years old.
And then you have people that are in their 80s, 90s coming, and it will attract everyone. It'll please someone of every age, of every era. But yeah, it's great fun.
So what's Tracy like? You want to know what tell about Tracy?
Please tell us about your character, because I love your character, by the way.
Oh, so I think Tracy's just me, really, in real life, isn't it? A little bit. So she's just this, she's not fazed by anything, ever. And she's more than happy in herself. She's confident in the way she is and the way she looks, doesn't care what anyone else thinks.
That's the important thing. She's confident
she's
in
so
the way
confident,
that she looks, and that she embraces that she's different. Yeah,
and she's just... she's so intelligent now. She's so clever. Like, her brain is so switched on all the time. Like, it's almost like sometimes it's the when people say like they have the brains but they don't have the common sense. Sometimes she doesn't really have the like street sense, because she can't understand why people can't be together. She can't understand why people are segregated. She can't understand why people are looked upon because they look different. It just to her is, but we're all human. We're all the same. So why are we not treated the same? But yeah, she's obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Absolutely obsessed. And she will do absolutely everything in her power to get him.
Yeah.
But I think at the beginning she thinks, oh, he's just this really nice guy from TV that she fancies. But like the things that we have to tackle in the story, like it genuinely becomes a real romance. From the outside, it doesn't look like it will ever be a real romance.
Yeah.
But it turns from, I think, Link's side as well. I don't think Link ever imagined he would be with a girl that's like Tracy. But there's a moment in the show that it has that change, that everything becomes so real to both of them, and that it's a very serious step that they're both taking to say that they want to be together.
And that's the important thing about Link, because he is charming and charismatic. He is meant to be the teenage heartthrob. He is the main guy on well, apart from corny, of course, but of his dancers, of the nicest kids. Link is sort of the main
the man.
one.
Yeah.
So he does represent this guy that hopefully all the girls are watching and falling in love with. And so with that comes that whole Elvis-y sort of persona.
I had someone like you at school, like exactly the same.
Yeah.
And when
So
he
he's
did
just
this
like-
song, it's called
It
I
Takes
Can Hear the
Place.
Bells.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the same at school. I had the same. I was like, I couldn't even talk. I used to write in my diary, like even when he said hello to me, he didn't even know it existed.
Yeah. So he's supposed to be like on TV. He's supposed to be suave, isn't he,
Yeah.
and cheeky and charming and a showman. But then he's also got truth to him because he obviously is the same age as Tracy, and he represents someone that's obviously grown up knowing that black and white people don't mix, that they are segregated. So he does have a moment where he says, no, I'm not going to support you because it could affect my career, and I'm white, and he sort of like highlights the privileges and the entitlements that white people have. But then in the end, he changes. He falls in love with Tracy.
Yeah.
Through it, and he makes a best friend out of Penny and Seaweed, and Motormouth sort of embraces him. And the idea there is, I think, is that Link represents the ability of the younger generation to change and to embrace everyone and to accept everyone. It doesn't matter if you're the teenage heartthrob or not. Everyone is different. Everyone is beautiful, and he sort of represents that ability to open up and accept everyone. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And the capacity for someone to change. So for someone to have an opinion that perhaps their parents have taught them, so black and white don't mix in the 1960s.
Yeah.
But he can make his own decisions, and he learns actually we're all just human.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're all human,
Yeah.
and that's what's important about Link. And he's got a lot of truth to him that I think sometimes if you come and see the show, because he sings these sort of these
Suave.
romantic, suave, swoony songs, you can forget that actually, he does have a complete change in the end. And that's important.
The messages that Hairspray brings, I mean, obviously when you see it, just like you said, it's like bubblegum pop, happy songs, and the messages that I took away from that were about segregation, were about how far we can come away from where we've come from in 40, 50 years, and now we're more acceptance. We accept everybody, and that's how it should be. And I think Hairspray is just one of those musicals that kind of puts that to the forefront.
Yeah.
And a lot, I work with a lot of like young social people, and they have got a lot of anxiety and depression, especially about body images for guys and for girls.
Yeah.
So I think that Hairspray is one of those things that kind of brings it to the forefront. It's like, you know what? It's okay. Like.
Yeah, well, definitely, 100%. Like, we've had some incredible people that have come watch a show. Like the amount of messages that I get sent about young girls who've come to watch a show, who say I spoke to this lovely girl in Edinburgh, and she was being bullied in her theatre school because she was a bigger girl. And it's just so nice to be able to speak to these girls at the end and go, look, if I can do it, and I'm the bigger girl that was the bigger girl in college, that was the bigger girl at my dance school, that was the bigger girl at school that everyone went, what, you go to dancing lessons after school? And I was like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I was the one that kept myself fit and healthy, and I'm here doing it now. So anyone that has that doubt or that worry about their look or their size or their colour or their shape, anything, nothing will ever stop you in this life if you have the determination to do it. And I definitely think that this show has that, gives you that inspiration to push to whatever you want to do, in whatever career. It doesn't have to be this singing and
course,
dancing.
yeah.
It could be absolutely anything to go out and do.
Fantastic. Tell me about the music, because you have some amazing singers.
Yes.
I was blown away last night, blown away by the press night, as you could, by the standing
Yeah,
ovation.
It was crazy.
The press night last night.
The finale after the bows.
We were like
response.
gripping each other like,
We literally went, wow.
I could see your faces beaming like children.
Well,
Like,
it
wow.
wasn't cheer, people just roaring,
Yeah.
weren't they? Roaring. It was.
Yeah, the music is that music is brilliant. The music is written so well, and it's the songs you can't get out your head. Like, I still go home humming them every night, and we've been doing them. We've been doing them months, hundreds of 200 times.
We are blessed to have a cast that across the board, and not just the cast, but the people behind the scenes that make the show work. Everything from wigs and wardrobe to the crew to lighting to sound, everyone. The company. I've never had, it's just a pleasure to work with people that are so passionate and determined and skilled at what they do.
Yeah.
And for me, every night, like, so Tracy's got a song that she sings, and I'm in my dressing room at this point because I'm not needed on stage. I've got quite a while, and she's in prison, and everyone else has been released. Yeah, everyone else has been released, but you're still in prison because the Von Tussels have sort of like, underhandedly made a deal with the government. Yeah, and she sings this song about sort of that she will get there, and she still maintains hope.
Even she's at rock
and just
bottom.
hearing your voice still blows me away.
Aww.
So it's kind of, and when you think, but everyone, like, listening to, everyone is so talented. You know, the dancers, the ensemble, the singers.
Yeah.
It's what you said, like, the show is made even more special because everyone is so good.
Everyone is
and
so
for
good.
us, it's like there's not a boring moment
No.
because we're just witnessing such talent every night,
Yeah.
and it's an honour. It really is.
It is. It's great.
Tell me
It's an honour.
about the character Motormouth. Like, did you get to speak to the actress that plays? 'Cause
Yeah.
For me, she reminded me of like Shirley Bassey a little bit.
Oh wow.
Because of how powerful her voice was.
Yeah.
Brenda has got
Yeah.
like a voice that could break down brick walls.
Yeah.
It's just got so
Huge
much volume
depth.
to it, and I don't think there's anyone that's more perfect for Motormouth than Brenda Edwards. Just like, you know, that voice knocking down those walls, which is kind of what she's doing in her song, isn't it? Knocking down these walls. She's lovely. We're both close to Brenda.
I knew Brenda before I started the show, so she was my almost like that one of the only people that I knew coming into the company. So she was very supportive of me from day one. But I feel like that with everyone, like even Matt Rickson, who plays my dad, Norman Pace, who plays Wilbur but is unfortunately off at the moment, Graham McDuff, Gina Murray.
Gina's voice is like stratospheric.
It's like
those notes.
Wow.
Crazy. And she's upside down and she's
upside
belting
down,
them out.
being carried on boys' shoulders and hitting
that.
these notes that honestly,
It's just ridiculous.
I think my throat would blow up if I tried to.
But I think it's so nice, even though you've got like the youngest member of the company is like just turned 20, and then you have to add everybody is so close. It doesn't matter. We kind of literally represent what is in the show. We're all at the end is genuinely how we are all with each other, and it's so lovely.
Oh, it seems like a really nice family that you've guys have come
it's
into.
a really special cast and company.
Yes.
It really is.
Tell me finally a little bit about the dancing, because the dancing was incredible.
Right,
Not only did you have very powerful singers, you have amazing dancers. Leighton Williams, I was like, he plays Seaweed. I was like, how do you even do that? Like,
again,
and you're a good dancer yourself. Like,
It's
you
all
will,
down to the incredible Drew McConey. I mean, he choreographed this whole show. He put his own little it's his own spin of it, its own touch of it. It's not all this twee, really pretty.
Like Drew's choreography is like incredibly physical.
Yeah.
And it's like every movement never sort of finishes in a sense. It always moves on to the next thing.
Yeah.
As we see it. So like, it's so energetic and physical and powerful, but at the same time there's so much style to it.
Yeah.
And that's what I think you're talking about. Like, it's
Why it
just
makes it
like
stand
it's
out
not.
so
It's
great.
you know,
That's
it's
why it
not
looks
just
so
tricks.
good.
It's not just tricks. It's all the style and the finishes that come with
I mean,
it.
even Baltimore, like the first number is like full out. Like full out routine, full out style, full out, and
Nicest
from the
kids.
second that the curtain goes up, you'll just hit with it. Like it's just hit the ground running.
Yeah.
So you'll need to keep nice and
The
fit.
show doesn't let you breathe, does it? You're
No,
in
don't
your seat
breathe.
and you're
No.
watching. You're strapped in.
No.
You're along for the
Ready.
ride, and then we'll let
Yeah.
you go at the end on a nice high.
Yeah.
Hopefully taking away some important messages.
Absolutely, and the gentlemen that play your mum and dad,
Yes.
are hilarious. Like, they reminded me of like Morecambe and Wise, like
Yeah.
old school comedy.
Yeah.
You know, that like, especially when they went a little tiny bit off script last night, you know,
Yeah.
because they were trying to, but they could, because they were laughing so much. There's a scene in it that you'll see, audience, and it's fantastic, where they're trying to he's trying to inflate a balloon, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I literally couldn't stop. I was crying with laughter. But that to me is like that old school Ollie Fools and Horses comedy, which you don't really see that much anymore.
No, it is
So-
good that the show provides that humour again. That would be for somebody in the audience that would remember that.
Yeah.
Would is that their type of humour? It attracts.
Yeah.
It treats that age group of people that remember that comedy or love that comedy or watch that comedy over time.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're brilliant. They're so funny.
Thank you so much, guys.
It's
It's
alright.
been
No worries.
absolutely incredible, and good luck with the
Thank you.
Hairspray in Manchester.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, well,
you.
Thank you so much.
So grateful to be here, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Cool. Okay.
Ah.